So, hello guys, this is one more episode of our podcast after a long time with Yash, Gorasiya, and we'll be discussing about community building and also getting job into cybersecurity. But before going to the video, we are having announcements here. We are having the batch 6 of advanced bug bounty training, and in this particular course, we'll be doing things live from choosing a target to doing hunting on it and then jumping onto the real life situations to finding the P1s and all. And that course would be having a very detailed content, as you guys can say here. So this is not limited to all these contents. You guys can see that we are doing things live, so there will be more content included into them. So make sure to take a look on this and let's get in the video. So hello everyone, here we are with Yash Gorasiya. It's been a long that we are seeing you here, and let's start with the introduction.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Yes, this side I've been working as a associate project manager with a firm called the SecOps Group. It's been 2.5 years into the industry, and I have been cyber awareness advocate, going to colleges, universities, speaking about why awareness about cybersecurity is important to the common public. I have recently launched my podcast called Hacker Harbor Podcast. We talk about everything that is not part of pen testing. Then, when we speak about
Mm-hmm.
community, and this is what we are going to discuss, I think.
Yep.
I have been part of two of the major conferences happening in the country, B-Sides Ahmedabad and B-Sides Goa. I have volunteered for B-Sides Ahmedabad for the last 2 years. This was the first edition of B-Sides Goa, so I was part of the team also. And I personally felt that contributing to the community is the best way to growing yourself as a person. Yeah, that's about a bit about myself.
Yeah, completely agree to that. That being in the community would be one of the best way to contribute to the community. So, to being honest, that I have made few talks in the past, and few of them were getting referred from Mr. Yash. And yeah, definitely we have seen each other in multiple events. So it's been a long. So here we are again on the podcast, and we got one more channel to support, which is Hacker Harbor. You might be seeing the link somewhere here, or maybe definitely check a look on the description. So as we discussed that, we'll be discussing majorly two topics here: community building and the interesting opportunities for freshers. Because look, that's a very common question, and we have met a lot of people, right, who are not having too much of a technical knowledge, but still in cybersecurity having a good reputation or a kind of a good working, or they are doing something having being in a reputed companies and all these things. So cybersecurity is not only about being on the computers. May mark my words, not only about it is there, but
Yeah.
still. So, what do you think about like cybersecurity is a very big field, or there is a lot of subdomains of it? Can it be a whole thing like engineering, or what?
I did mention about going to colleges and interacting with the students, and this particular set of questions always came in where they're not much likely to go into a technical part of things because they feel they are weak in coding, weak in understanding some technical stuff. So they think that they somewhere have seen that cybersecurity is majorly about pen testing, but when we see a landscape or opportunities that are available for a beginner getting into the field, they have several options available.
Mm-hmm.
Let me focus on a few, and then we can jump on to what a beginner can do to get
Absolutely.
started into the field. You can anyway research about things. Not everyone needs to be a security analyst when you get into cybersecurity. Yeah, there
Yeah.
are key, job opportunities when you see when you click in a job search bar, when you click about cybersecurity, it's majorly about security analyst role. But when you dig deeper into it, there are GRC roles. There are people uh, who that companies need for their compliances, for their policy procedure writings and things.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, I personally started as a technical writer. I was the one referring to the policies, procedures, and learning from that. This is a particular needed for an organization to run, looking after pen testing reports and things.
I can
So
completely
there,
agree to that. Like, everyone starting in cybersecurity just want to jump in app security engineer or wants to just go for certifications. But it's not limited to, just CEH or I'm not criticizing any certifications, not to be specific here, but still there's not there's a much things in going on, right? Everyone would be like going for EJPT, CEH or CAPs and then going to OSCP. Come on, there's also ISO certificates, auditings, clouds and all this type of things. So most of the peoples are also missing multiple things as you have mentioned right now. So that could be a very big field. It's not limited to some sort of securing and all only this type of things, but making policies, being a writer and all this type of things might be, I guess, enough engagement or enough engaging to be in the cybersecurity, right?
yeah. When we talk about this, we can take this example. An organization doesn't run just by a set of CEOs and two people coming in, but organization runs from a team of people that are in there.
Yep.
So, as discussed upon this, I should focus upon why people, you mentioned people generally wants to get into security. Firstly, it is because of lack of awareness education,
Yeah,
wherein
absolutely.
let's say I am a beginner starting into cybersecurity. When
Mm-hmm.
I see go on a YouTube, go on some platforms, it's just popping up. Be a ethical hacker in XYZ days. Be a ethical hacker. Be a ethical hacker. But I've rarely seen videos wherein they are mentioning about be a GRC analyst, be a SOC analyst. So that's where awareness part of it comes in, where we as an people in the field needs to go out, help beginners to get started into the field that are much less focused. So
Yes.
when you see when you apply for a security analyst job, there are thousands of people applying for the same. But when you are getting started with GRC or getting started with SOC analyst or any purple teaming tasks that are coming up nowadays, there is OT security, there is IoT security. So when you see this amount of options available, explore them. As a beginner, we often think that I need to get a job as soon as possible, getting out of the college. But the best part I can say is when you are in college, try exploring different options. I started with digital forensics, but I somewhere found that it has a limited options available. So I thought, okay, let's get into a technical writing.
Yeah.
That is also one part. Yeah.
And can totally agree to that. Like I have few friends, a lot of friends into cybersecurity working as a higher role or C-level roles. And when I ask like, what do you think, what a beginner or what an intermediate should go for when it comes to job? So they usually say that if you are asking for yourself, do whatever you want because you are doing enough, right? But when if you are trying to suggest someone, then always suggest for a SOC role because that's kind of a thing that's not very easy to learn and very hard to learn. It's kind of in the intermediate stage and that's kind of a job that you might want to do. So I would suggest that yeah, if you don't have any specific idea yet that what to do in cybersecurity or just wandering here and there, then definitely have a look on stock. You won't get bored at least. And one more thing to ask you, just a casual thing: cybersecurity is full of money or what? As a job
Uh,
perspective.
so, uh, you know, uh, I personally think it's more about
Cash.
making an impact. I personally felt somewhere
Yep.
because, you might be getting thousands of bucks coming in via different, sources, but then ultimately it's about making people's life easier.
Yep.
Because when you okay, let's say I'm telling some of my neighbors that I'm into cybersecurity. So what impression they have is I would be the one they can call when they are the victim of a fraud.
Yeah.
So that's where our role as an awareness people comes in. So yeah, definitely there are lots of monies. I have seen people earning 6 digit,
I
seven
know.
digit things. But then again, you as an individual, as a beginner, don't need to go behind those particular things because they
Mhm.
were at the stage where they struggled as a beginner, but now they are earning. So as a beginner, you don't get a ready plate coming to you and say, let's come to cybersecurity. You will earn a seven digit earnings just in your first year. No one does that.
Yeah, I agree to that because just to mention the money topic was here because of everyone would be like, I need a high paying job, I need XYZ things in it, I need to go for this thing, that thing. Come on, man, it's not only about money because if you can be a passionate about it enough, then you can make. I have seen people into XYZ fields into cybersecurity making much money than the OSCP holder, right? It's not about what you have, what you can do, it's about what impact you make. Because if I take an example of yours, yes, your own, I know you from a lot of time,
Yeah,
right? When we have seen that having not only connections, having a good impactful thing can bring you a lot of things on your plate. So it's all about making a good
yeah,
impact, right? So totally agree to
yeah.
that. Being into training sections, being into YouTube, being on Twitter, what I think is that if I can make XYZ contribution or at least a limited contribution to the community, that would be great from my side. And alongside trainings and all these things, yeah, I would like to do that because I have to. I have started from it, so I would definitely agree to all these things. And also, along with that, we are talking about the neighbors and friends. Then they always tell me to hack ID. I can still show few of them here. So it's
So
all about the
no,
joking, but
the
still they rely a lot on you
yeah.
when they are in need, right? The jokes apart, but they rely on you a lot when you need, because if they are always in any situations, because I have a lot of college friends, right? So they'll be on every second. I got this hacked. I got my phone stolen. I got this lost. How can I recover it? How can I find it? So doing this thing can make a significant impact of yours and at least of your existence in your friend circle. So that's the kind of thing that you might wanna do. So agree to
So,
that.
yeah, you talked about your, some of people's being in the law enforcement and being,
Yep.
they being able to help. So, that is also a section where people generally focuses less because that's not, there is no such, uh, advertisements for people getting into a cyber cell. You need to do that. But what you need is two things, I believe, because I have been associated with some of the internal cyber cells around the state. So I know, firstly, you need to have a passion for the job you are doing, because at the end of the day, it's about you able to help people at a time when they need. I might be doing any job, and if I get a call at 3 in the night telling me about some 50-60 left fraud they have been part of. So it's my job, or it's my responsibility as a person into cybersecurity to educate them that go call 1930 now. That's 24/7 available. Report your filings, and then we can help you ahead with how things go on. Because if I've seen lots of people not filing things because they feel that somewhere there would be a bit of uh,
Rush.
a hindrance to the things, or somewhere they feel their image would be hurt. So that's why they're not filing it. But when we make them understand, okay, go to this particular phone number, or go to this website, you are you are able to file that complaint sitting at your home. You don't need to go to police station. You don't need to appear in front of anybody. You just do that sitting at your home.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what one point, and field you can explore if you love about those movie kind of stuff, where you see a hacker getting into things and investigating. So that's where a bits and pieces of part of it there in law enforcement, apart from if you don't want to get into the private sector. So that's where you can go. Another thing I would like to mention is, we talk a lot about certification,
Enough.
and I might have a number of certification, but the motive behind getting a certification does matter when you are getting
Yep.
into this particular field. I might have OSCP, I might have XYZ certifications, but when you talk about you able to utilize those skill sets in your day-to-day life, that really does matter. Because if I'm doing X certification, I'm not doing because that is required to get a job. I should be doing that because I want to learn something new out of a particular topic. If I say, let's say, I want to get into pen testing, so I should be referring to 2 3 certifications. Then all 3 certifications would be having different approach, different style of getting or breaking things. So that's where I get in 3 different approach to break the things. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm learning. So the companies, if I say, XYZ companies are looking for this certification, they are not looking for this particular title. They are looking for a skill set that a person should have
Yeah.
when they ask in an interview. Yeah, so that should be the approach, I believe.
And the main thing is like, don't let a certification tag you, tag that certification by your name. So that's what I really seen that, okay, I have the certificate, I'm superior. Come on, man. What I believe is that if you have a passion enough to create your impact or create or just to do a thing, then there is nothing that can hold something on your head, right? So it's only about what you can gather by yourself, and then make it certified, something like that. But don't go to focusing only on certifications instead of getting the real life knowledges. I don't even have to say, but there are multiple companies only providing certificates based on uh, theoretical knowledges, and definitely agreed to them because they are actually serving what they are telling. But it is not
Yeah.
I think our role to certify or distribute each other based on certifications. Come on, I don't hold one, but I hold enough of to prove at all, right? It doesn't matter like that. You might be having a lot of certifications, but in the end, when you're on the stage, you are being yourself. When you are having a call, you are being yourself. You can't say that, okay, I have this, but I will not do it. You don't have the option, right? So it's all about
That,
having it as an
that
achievement, that would be good. Having it as a degree, it won't. So
that's the point.
yeah.
I talked. Uh, you might have X number of certification, but if you are unable to
Mhm.
implement that during the time of crisis or during the time you are into trouble, that's of no use. So
Yep.
focus on learning. Uh, that's what I can say.
Yeah, and apart from
Even
learning,
I particularly
be
don't hold
active on
any
the
of
real
them.
life cases. That's all. Even it's a web app, even it's a whatever it is, just be active on it. That's all what we need. Even though it's been a long, I stopped hunting, but I started today, like like 24 hours ago, on a speed run right now. You can see. So it's a simple thing that we're starting from a long time. All the people that I used to know having a very good ranks on top one, top five on multiple platforms. So yeah, we still doing connections. So make connections. That would be a very good option. Like as we have seen in a Bhopal, right? We both of are on the same talk. The main point that we have seen that is making networks and having connections would be a very good option for you. Because if you have them and if your knowledge is recognized by someone in your network, you might be having a good opportunities around you. Because we usually don't know
Yeah.
what we know. We just think like, okay, I know that, but I don't have anything to show. It's not about showing things; it's about showcasing things. And I think networking is important. What do you say?
So yeah, I personally felt down the line 2 years, I felt you might feel somewhere that okay, I don't need I if I'm an introvert, don't need to go out and speak about things or interact with the people. But this particular field is all about competitions. It's all about you able to present things.
Yep,
I was we both were at B sides and we heard of the talk of Jason, right?
yep.
So he particularly, I was having a chat with him the other day, and he mentioned about he is not the best hacker out there, but why people are recognizing him is because he's able to communicate what he's learning, what
Yeah,
he's
I
able
was
to
there.
provide.
He said the one thing that being able to communicate or being able to explain your scenario to the client would be the best thing that you can ever do when you're in technical team, because there's a lot of people with very great technical skills then that can do things for you. But if you can communicate in a proper way, that's the thing. Like after that moment, I have a good chat with that guy and just learned that okay, this is how you can talk to a person, because talking is also art. You can't do it just like this, right? We are talking on a
Yeah.
YouTube, it's a different thing. We are talking in person, that's a whole different thing, right? So it's all about how you discuss and how you connect with people. If I'd be talking the same call with any of my clients or any of my contracts, I will simply like given 30 seconds, I'll explain what's your scenario and then you can ask. So it depends how confident you sound, how clear you communicate, and how sorted response you get, and that's all what you need in many cases.
So yeah, when we say about networking, there are two aspects to it. One is how you network with the people on social media platforms and other platforms available. So it might be LinkedIn, it might be Instagram, it
Yep,
might be Twitter, it might be any other Discord or other channels. But that is one part of it. You might be communicating with them, hi, hello, and then you start talking, have a call with them virtually, and then you go ahead. You might be seeking a mentorship, you might be giving a mentorship. it,
yep.
it, it again depends, but when it comes to particularly a physical networking, it's hard.
It's very different because
You
you see
need
the
to.
expressions, you see the responses in real time, and that's what makes you nervous on what your next word will react like.
So a suggestion I can give is, you should not hinder about, okay, he is a person with, that amount of impact in the community or into the space, but you just need to go out, talk to them, as in, clear your doubts. Don't beat around bush. Okay, I want to learn this, that. Go and ask them what you want, because they have their time precious. So you don't need to go discuss with them for an hour and say, okay, I was looking for a mentorship at the end. Rather, you start with that. I am
Mm-hmm.
looking for a mentorship. I have done this, and then I feel that you can help me out in this particular ways. So that's where he would be able to help you out with. It's not I go talk, it's network. No, it is not networking. You are just talking to them. But when you are able to seek help or give help, it is about networking. Because some of the other day, when we are networking with a motive that some of the other day I would be needing his or her help.
Yep. And the thing that you just discussed is like networking is not only about discussing and asking or getting things. It's sometimes it's all about like, hi, how are you? It's going good or what? Sometimes it's all about that. Like let's take an example of besides Goa, right? We are
Yeah,
like commonly known to multiple peoples. Like okay, this is the Alexa, this is the X guy. I've seen multiple people's known me on multiple platforms, maybe Twitter, social media, whatever it is. But it's not only about asking questions. Just if they're asking something, be clear and confident about it, because what they are asking with the intention, not with the response. Because if they only want to ask you things, it might be done on a text, right? So that's the thing.
yeah.
And sometimes just being clear and communicatable, that's good. And never be afraid of asking anything. Just say it. What's the worst gonna happen? There is nothing which is gonna be happen on that note.
So
So
yeah, I have been to conferences, and this is one thing I learned. Being part of the core committee, or being
yep.
part of the volunteering team, is you need to express, because you are not the one expert there. The person in front of you is an expert, so you don't need to be nervous. You don't need to be कि अगर मुझे if I'm not learning, I know this thing. So the one thing as a beginner you can do is note down things. You can have your own website. You can publish it on Medium. There is this LinkedIn article feature. You can go out and publish it on it. But the main point here is go out, express yourself, so that people know what amount of skill set you have. You don't need to show them on the resume that I have this skill. Because if I see, let's say, if I talk about my first role, I was not the one sending them resume.
Yep.
I first sent them my Medium profile link, because that's what they were looking for. They were looking for a technical writer. So what they want to know is how my technical writing skills are. So I sent them my profile link. Then
Yeah.
I sent my resume, and then we had several calls, and then I got onboarded. So that's how things happen.
Yeah, like that's a very good approach. Like giving resume is not a thing, I guess, these days. Because look, I am not going for a job specifically at this point, and I don't know what I'm gonna do next. But still, if I am going to represent myself, someone asking me like, give me a resume, I will check what's going on, and then go to the selection process further on. So what I will do on this point is just I have made a portfolio website. You just go on to it. You can see what I have done till now, what I have achieved, what I have what efforts do I have put into the cybersecurity field. Then I have a whole 5-page website. You can just scroll down and see the whole portfolio, and that's all. Because what's gonna be in the resume if you're going to show a skill set? You can't show what school you achieved. Like I agree to the resume thing. I'm not in against of it. Don't troll me on Twitter, but still, that's a thing that, come on, in the end what you're gonna show is skill set, right? So make a portfolio of it. I've still seen a lot of people going to Canva and applying, like I've searching for resume and making a resume like that. Come on, that's a good thing if you want to, but still just focus on the portfolios. This is what's gonna
So
showcase.
about the resume, I remember this one from a Shark Tank. If people are watching, the Ritesh, sorry, this founder of Zomato, Dipender, pointed out about कि दो सेकंड में resume get shortlisted कि if you are selecting, if you are getting rejected. So it's more about you able to showcase them what you can help as a person to that company. It's not about you going there 9 to 5 doing a job and coming back. They don't need that kind of people. They need how you can help a company grow. That's what because they are hiring for, right?
Yep. So we are not going to be, a random guy out there. We just need to be specific what we want to be, because you're not gonna fit on every role. And if you're gonna fit on every role, you will be, just getting bored of it, and you will not suggest anyone the same field again and again. So just be clear what you want, and I guess that's it. Let's take a look on the next topic, the community building.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanna say in the whole thing?
Just lastly,
Uh,
I just wanted to take a reference of Virat Kohli coming into this IPL. So we have been watching him hitting sixes out of the park, and how strike rate has grown up. So when you look at particularly him, he has achieved so much. But at the age of this, when he has everything, or he might be wanting, he's still improving. So cybersecurity field is similar to that. As an CIS also you need to improve every day. As a beginner starting in the field, you need to improve every day. You can't stick to a point where if I'm a good pen tester, I just okay, I'm done. I have all the skill set. If I'm a good stock analyst, I have all the skill set. No, you need to improve every day. There are different
Cybersecurity is improving itself day by day, so we will always have to, man.
yeah. So if you don't upgrade yourself, you would be the one. Then people won't be renting about. Okay, I got laid off from a company. I don't have a job. So it's your fault because you don't upgrade yourself. It's not company's fault or particular market's fault. It's your fault because you are not upgrading yourself. You can't blame anyone out of it. So just keep yourself upgrading. You can. There are lots of resources available, and that too for free. You don't need to pay anything. So that I've seen many people just giving me this reason, I don't have enough amount of money to afford a course. I say go to YouTube. It is a large ocean.
YouTube
You can learn
is a
anything.
great thing, believe me or
Yeah.
not.
So and then these are there are LinkedIn newsletters that are coming in every week, every bi-weekly. So go read them. You get to know so many things. What's the update in the in the community? What's the update in the particular sector? What's the update in cybersecurity space itself? So if you don't upgrade yourself, you are going towards a wrong direction. Just keeping yourself
There's a
steady
thing,
at a point.
yeah, there's a thing. One of my friends says that never think that you're irreplaceable. You will always be replaced, but be capable enough to replace someone else. This is gonna work like
Yeah.
that. So that's a thing that you might wanna see somewhere. Like, okay, it's right that we are always replaceable, but be capable enough to replace someone else. So we have to manage both of the things, and that requires the main thing, communication. Because I have seen that we know a lot of people like that, right? Because they're just because of communications and being clear with what they want to do have achieved pretty good things. And those who have not, like, they're on the way. Like, no one is going to be there when you take a look on backside, right? There's no one would be there. All Everyone is with you on their own time. Everyone is on the right time, going to the right place. But it's all about what you choose. Be clear about your choice. Don't DM anyone like what to do in cybersecurity. Google it. What is cybersecurity? You will find thousands of fields, like, I don't know how many, but still, let's say hundreds and thousands of fields what you want to do specifically in multiple things, and then choose one what you want to be in that one. Because it's my choice to be into web pen testing, going into YouTuber, then going into trainer. Right. Yes, he's having his own choice of going into multiple fields, switching out from forensics to other things, to writer, to all the other things. Right. It depends what you want to be one by one. So be focused on what you actually want, because it's not a movie. You're not gonna be on a seven screen setup with a green font on terminal. You might be if you're in SOC, but still, come on. You need to work. You need to work on it. Right. It's not just be joking things. Focus what you want. You can start from whenever you want. I have seen one of my students starting from bug bounties and going into some sort of cloud thing, starting into bug bounty, going into the auditings, right? I have seen
Yeah.
students like this, and I have guided them to go into auditing, because what they call me after a year of running, like, okay, we have done enough with all these things. Now I don't want to be in that one because it's not sustainable. Bug bounty is good, but if you are alone, then it's good. When you have something to support in your backside, you have to choose something else. So on that note, you have to shift out. So on that conditions, that friend has shifted out to like, come on, I'm making it too hard for me to carry on with bug bounties. Any suggestions for me? Like, I'll say just take a look on auditing. Do you like it? Let me know. He said, yeah, I'm good with auditing. So I said, yeah, we can go with that if you want to. So we just discussed to have one-on-one training with that for 30 days, and then we jumped into auditing, and now that guy is doing good companies, good money, in short. So that's a good thing. Right, he's
So
happy.
you
He
know,
just did what he wanted to. So just figure out by yourself. I can damnly, just say that you will be lost for over a year easily what you want to do. But when you find what you want to do, you will be capable enough to finish it off in more than 90 days, max 90 days, I guess. So just be clear and be confident what you want to do. That's just simple. I'm not being a motivator here because I'm too much depressed myself.
no, that
That's the
is
thing.
part and parcel of the field you are in. You are motivated. Someday you are in,
Yep,
demotivation stage somewhere. But it's a ever growing field, and these things keep happening. But at the end of the day, it's about you keeping yourself healthy so that you can contribute. So just we were
community.
jumping into the
Yep,
community part, and the first thing I wanted to emphasize is whether we accept or whether we don't.
yep.
Everyone coming into the field comes with a motive to impact besides making money.
Absolutely. Like money is all obviously important, but we want to make impact, and we can only make impact when we like the work, and when we like the work, when you want to make or kind of into the work. So in short, you have to be courageous about what you want to do, not only passionate.
So that's why cybersecurity communities have played a vital role, bringing out different kinds of talents that are in the space, and then to be able to provide them a platform to interact with the people,
Yep,
guide them, create next generations of cybersecurity people or workforce. So yeah, I feel community is something that has played an significantly important part in my career, and even when we think about it, it's been some of the years that community started being active in India. But
yep,
when you see it in the other countries, Western countries, USA, UK, or Australia, communities were there from a longer time. Be Black Hat is happening from a longer time. DEFCON happening from a longer time. So that they have, we are still getting started with it, or we have established few years into it, 10 years, but we are still, in that phase of growing. So I feel community is essentially important when you want to, grow in a career or a field like cybersecurity.
yeah. Like that's the thing. I would also like to mention that in few, I won't say them privileged, but in few areas or students from few, like I have over 4,000 students worldwide now. So students from few areas are very sorted out like what they want to do. But otherwise, on the other hand, from other areas, like they'll be like, okay, I want bug bounties. After this XYZ days of training, can I get the bounties? Man, it's your efforts. You have to put it in. Right, I have over 90 students in my advanced batch 5, and 6 is gonna be starting in the next 4 days of posting this video. I don't know. So what's the simple thing? Out of 90, over the half number got the bounties. But how? They put in efforts. When the remaining one are okay, we'll just see the recordings. Come on, recording won't help you. If that would have helped you, my YouTube would be enough for you to just see the recordings. It's not only about it. It's about how much effort you can just figure out from yourself. Right? So
So
community might help
that
in
is
guiding peoples too, I guess. And when you're doing things all by yourself, like I have a whole group, like I have my own community group, right? I just name it the cyber community. And what the people
yeah.
do here is very simple. They'll be like, I have found this and just give me the solution for these scenarios. I'm just trying to make the IP rotator. I'm just trying to figure out how can I just drive all my terminal traffic to the Bob suite, right? So people are helping each other and grow, and then I'm then watching them just grow out together. Because then one guy is helping each other, right? One guy is helping other guy, and then just passes by. Then eventually we can see that okay, they are doing slight, or I can say significant improvement over the period of time. I have seen them from going into like, okay, how do we do this? And then going them from, bro, I got this internship into this XYZ company, and that's a very reputed one. I have seen them going from, I got, just how to manage or how to set up a virtual machine from going them to bro, I got my first bounties. So it's all about community helping each other and jumping out to the real life situations. So community can contribute into that ways too.
So, with that thing said, you mentioned about people coming in saying, okay, I need to get a bug, bond test once I finish your course or XYZ. So that is where, there is this need of shifting a mentality towards learning things. I personally feel that because
Yeah,
when you are learning things or when you are doing a certification, this again it's correlated with people trying to get those certifications is because they want the job next day once they are done with the certification. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to showcase your skills that I'm capable enough to do this particular things because you have done X amount of course, or if you have done XYZ course, doesn't mean you would be able to do as a person training you can do. I have been training people also, but the first thing I tell them is, are your networking clear? They are like, okay, yes, my networking is clear. But okay, let's say if I ask them about three-way handshake, they are like, okay, I'm not aware about it.
networking
Then
is not
I'm like,
only about
okay,
ports, man. We need to just teach it. People these days are only going into like, okay, we can get something out of it. Come on, you need to get something out of it. That's true, but in the name of learning, not in the name of revenues. Spend a good time on learning. Spend a good time on exploring things. It's not only about finishing course, making money. It doesn't work like that easily.
so that is what the point is. I might learn to drive a car, but me going to a driving school doesn't teach me how to drive a car in a
Yeah,
traffic or a hilly region. So
it's
that
literally
comes
like
with an experience.
you're just trying to go to learn the driving, and just the instructor tells you that okay, this is a 30-day of driving class and here's the license, and then you can say how do I drift. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, so that was the reel coming. So I saw that reel. Again, you can anyway correlate this with a pilot flying,
Yeah,
a
definitely.
particular plane. He doesn't get experience for flying it in a room. He needs to go out fly planes. So that's where you get an idea about a situation, how to react about it. You
Yeah,
can't just he can't just say ki, I have gone through this particular course, I have done this set of exercises, now I'm okay with, okay, I can fly a plane loaded with hundreds of people. No, you can't. You just need to have that practical exposure to the things. That's where you will get an idea about, okay, if this situations come, I would have to react this way. If this situation come, I would have to react that way.
we need to just take a look on real life scenarios focused on learning. We need to really shift the mentality from just getting something or getting any reward from the courses instead of learning from the courses. Because look, I have stuff of students, like it's a great amount, and they are like, few of them are like, okay, when are we gonna do this topic? When are we gonna do this topic? And others would be like, I have like still one or two there is always would be there. Like they will be like, when we are gonna do this thing, when you're gonna report it, when you're gonna just see the signs. Come on, man, it is not working like that. You have to put in efforts, right? There's a thing that one of my friends says that, like one of the colleagues says that roommate, that if you ask for it, you can get it. Just ask for it
Yeah,
from the
so
nature. Just make yourself capable enough for it. That's all. And being a part of community
yeah,
is not only just WhatsApp groups and like that. We have been to multiple communities without any cause, right? Yes, we have seen like
yeah. So
multiple communities,
if
no
you talk
cause.
about this thing, in I particularly have been, I started with my own community in the end of second year, where I was just had this motive of helping juniors starting into the field, starting into the college, know about, okay, the field cybersecurity you have imagined while getting into this degree is one lot different from what you are expecting.
Yep.
Then we had several expert speakers coming in, and then uh, I got to learn several things, but we had to shut it down because there were several hurdles to it. But then again, I started with another chapter of a community where we had used to have a monthly meetups. So what happens is when you have a monthly meetup, like-minded people coming in, you get to exchange ideas.
Yep.
Let's say I was stuck at this particular point. I don't have any people to talk about, or I have tried reaching out to few people on social media, but they are not responding. So what should I do? Find out local communities nearby. There are lots of communities growing now. So find out them. They have monthly meetups going on. Reach out to them. Go to those meetups. You get the least you get is to network with the people.
Yeah, that's the main
Everything
thing.
upon everything over that is an added advantage.
I can, I guess, agree to that because meeting like-minded people is a whole different thing instead of just talking to random peoples. And when you're clear that when you meet like-minded peoples or having a like field peoples, then there's a simple thing. You are gonna talk about what's common in both of you, and that's what cybersecurity, right? And that's the main thing that would be beneficial into all these things. So
Yeah,
yes, completely agree to all these things.
I
So
guess.
any
Yeah.
conclusions, or we can end this? I guess it's been 42 minutes. Not realize.
Oh, no. I think we can go talk about this uh, 2 hours, 3 hours, but to be able to conclude it in one line is keep your focus on one. Don't keep your goal towards only one thing. That I personally feel. You might be wanting to get into bug bounties by seeing those funky, fancy 5-digit posts, but when you see the reality, it is not. You might be, fascinated by a person getting promoted to a managerial level into the field. Then you want to get started into, some of your friends getting job easily rather than you, just because they choose this particular that particular field. It doesn't work that way. So if you like some particular set of things in a cybersecurity, try exploring. It is more than just a pen testing. So that's where I initially I talked about a podcast. We literally talk about why you need to focus on different aspects of cybersecurity beyond pen testing when it comes to cybersecurity.
Yeah.
So think about it, try, experiment, and learn. That's how you grow. You won't be growing by joining XYZ course or doing XYZ things. But to be able to learn things from that, take away things from that would make you a better person, better skilled person. Growing into the field.
Yep. Agree to that, man. Like cybersecurity is not only about stuck to simple things. Explore whatever it is. It's not only about cybersecurity. It's about whatever you want to do. Explore it. That's all. And I guess that was also from my side. So thanks for being here, Yash. That was for the video, I guess. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. And don't forget to also take a look on the Hacker Harbor channel.
Yeah, thank you, Vaidik, for this opportunity. And I wish all the people listening this podcast, you might get to a point where you are able to crack your first job, where you are able to transform
Technically,
into
your
other
first
field. If you
achievement,
are,
whatever you has, I guess. Right?
yeah, yeah.
Best of luck,
Thank you.
everyone.